Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Lynn Carson, and today we are going to be talking about the Alveolab. The Alveolab produces the alveograph test that turns dough into a bubble under pressure. This process reproduces the deformation of the dough when subjected to carbon dioxide during fermentation. The Alveolab is a flour and dough testing instrument that you can use to determine the quality of your flour. It's a great tool because it's simple to use. It's able to predict with accuracy. It is versatile and it's adapted to all kinds of wheats. How simple is it? Well, it does not take long for anyone to run a test with an Alveolab. It's a pretty gentle learning curve. It has many features like automatic water injection, automatic flattening of the patties. I know this is funny for those of you watching, but I can assure you that flattening a patty by hand causes a lot of variability. And as an operator of the Alveolab, you get to touch the dough, see it, extrude it, and I have to admit, it's kind of fun to make bubbles out of dough. It makes me feel like a kid again, you know? So the Alveolab is able to predict with accuracy. It is the industry standard tool used to measure rheological properties of dough. Okay, some of you might ask, Dr. Lynn, speak English. What is rheology? Rheology and rheological properties are characteristics of dough, like tenacity, extensibility, elasticity, and baking strength. These are rheological properties that the Alveolab can measure. The Alveolab in particular offers new data such as the first derivative curve, the stress strain curve, and the ability to record the consistency of the dough during mixing. This information allows clear differentiation of flour quality and is very predictive of the dough properties and final product quality. Next, versatility. All parameters of the test can be modified, like speeds, times, temperatures, and even airflow, which really opens up the possibility of the instrument. It allows you to get closer to specific industrial processes and to test products that are not possible to test before, like tritordium flour or wholemeal flour. Lastly, I know you're wondering if this can only be used on bread flour. No. You can test all kinds of wheat flour with this. Soft wheat, hard wheat, and even durum wheats. The Alveolab is actually more precise with harder wheat types. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Jane Bach, the Technical Director at the Wheat Marketing Center. She works with many flour analytical tools, and I thought would be a great person to discuss the Alveolab with. Hi, Dr. Jane.
Hi, Dr. Lynn.
You have the Alveolab there. Can you show us how it runs?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the newer model Alveolab. The way it works is the consistograph mixer is right over here.
Oh.
And you place your flour in the mixer. The salt water is auto-injected into the bowl, and the consistograph will mix it into a dough that's suitable for the actual testing. When the mixing period is done, there's a little extrusion slot on the side of the consistograph mixer, and it'll push the dough out into a nice flat sheet that you'll cut into consistent segments. You then use a cutter to make the little round patty shape. And from there, the patty goes into the resting chamber with controlled temperature and relative humidity. When the resting period is done, you take the patty out of the chamber, and there's a platform right back here where you deposit it. And when you initiate the test, the platform drops down with the patty. It brings it over into the testing chamber, and places it between the two brass plates. These plates close and clamp the patty down, and it's at that point that the air is injected into the patty and the bubble is blown for the testing.
That's neat. How long does it take for one test?
To the end of testing, depending on whether you're adjusting the mixing time or not, you're probably looking at about 35 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, also depending on your cleanup time as well, how efficient you are.
Got it. Now, how does the alveolograph results, say, relate to the baking process?
So there are a lot of different parameters that you can get from this test. And really what it's designed to do is give you all the information that bakers used to get just by reaching into the mixer and feeling the dough, stretching it out. So there are measurements such as the p-value, which is the tenacity of the dough. This is how resistant the dough is to deformation, how hard it is to start to blow that bubble, or to blow that bubble, I should say. There's the L value, which is the extensibility value. So it's how far can you stretch that dough until it breaks or the bubble ruptures. There's also the elasticity parameter, or the IE value. This value tells a lot about how the dough might snap back on itself, especially for products like crackers, for example, where you go through a series of reduction rolls and a cutter, and the big fear is that that dough is so strong that it snaps back and shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
You can also get something like the W value, which is an indicator of baking strength. And that's the overall amount of energy that it takes to blow the bubble until it ruptures, how much energy it takes to get that bubble to burst. And that's really an indicator of gluten strength.
So these parameters, or what we call rheological properties, are not only good for understanding bread products. What other products can you use this particular instrument for?
There are a wide range of products that you can use this instrument for, besides wheat flour. You can basically, any dough that has some kind of elasticity, extensibility properties, you can run it.
Like maybe say noodles, you think? Can we do it on noodle kind of flour quality?
Yes, you could run it to assess noodle flour quality, cookies, crackers, bread doughs, durum for spaghetti or pasta quality. Exactly.
Yeah.
So anything like that, where there's a dough component to it, where you're trying to get a sense for how stretchy, how strong. Yeah.
Stretchy. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it true that the alveolograph is not adapted to strong wheats?
There is a misconception that the alveolograph is only intended for soft wheats, because historically we've used what's called the constant hydration method. So with this method, only 52% water absorption has traditionally been added to the dough. And certainly with exceptionally strong varieties or lines of wheat that would be typical to North America especially, that might not be enough hydration. But Chopin noted this and actually developed an adapted hydration protocol where you can change the amount of water added to the dough to optimize those the dough handling properties, so that it's a much better indicator of what the true rheological properties are. So using that adapted hydration protocol, really there's no flour that you can't assess with the alveolograph.
Very, very cool. It seems like there's quite a bit of manual operations when you move the dough from the consistograph mixer to the chambers. Is the alveolograph a precise method?
It's certainly very repeatable. And depending on which model you have, there are more or fewer manual operations. And certainly with these newer models, like the Alveolab, Chopin has tried to take as much of the operator element out of it as possible. Even if you have an older model, though, there are lots of training opportunities out there. And with just a little bit of training for your operator, it's very easy to get repeatable results from this instrument.
And with the Alveolab, the one that you have right now, the bubble is blown upside down. So does that affect the results? Because most bread doughs are, expanded upwards,
Right, right. Traditionally, with older model alveographs, the bubble is blown in an upwards direction. And there were some thoughts that the effect of gravity pulling down on the bubble, the exposure to the atmosphere may affect some of those results. And Chopin took this into consideration when designing the new model of Alveolab. It's now in a temperature and relative humidity controlled chamber. The bubble is blown upside down so that the bubble is a little bit more spherical or a little bit more round. But they were very careful to compare it back to previous models of alveograph. And what they've shown with their data using international reference standards is that the difference between older models where the bubble is blown upright and newer models where the bubble is blown upside down, those differences are negligible. There really are no differences between older and newer models of alveograph. They really produce the same results regardless of which direction the bubble is blown.
Yeah, and I think the bubble dynamics is important in understanding different ingredient and dough properties, especially right now we're having a gluten and emulsifier shortage. Everybody's trying to replace solutions of enzymes. Is it possible to test enzymes with the alveograph method?
Absolutely. There are, honestly, you can mix those enzymes into your dough, go through the testing protocol, looking at those enzymes at different dosage levels. You can compare different enzymes against each other. You can compare different formulation strategies. So whether you're using emulsifiers or enzymes or vital wheat gluten, you can make all those comparisons with the alveograph. And certainly the Chopin technical team has already done some basic work in most of those areas. And so I would highly recommend checking out some of their application notes on how to test some of these enzymes, how to test some of these ingredients.
Awesome. It's good to know that we have that way of testing enzymes. Is it possible to test other types of cereals other than white wheat flour?
Yeah, so traditionally the thought has been that you can't really evaluate flours that have the bran component still intact. So the thought has been that you can't test whole wheat flours. But again, the Chopin technical team has worked on that. There's now a method for whole wheat flour. And certainly all of the testing conditions, the air pressure, the temperature, relative humidity, mixing time, all of that can be changed and adapted for a range of materials that you may or may not want to test. They've even tested it on sheets of rubber, for example. So really the number of materials you can test is quite broad just by tweaking test conditions.
That's awesome. It's good to hear all these opportunities for testing and flour and dough quality with the Chopin Alveolab. Dr. Jane, thank you for coming on today. Just before you go, can you tell us what you do at the Wheat Marketing Center?
So I'm the technical director at the Wheat Marketing Center, and I'm really in charge of our research and technical training programs. So anytime you need some help with education or research projects, I'm the person you come to here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Dr. Lynn. Happy to have been here.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I am Dr. Lynn.
I'm Oprah Davidson.
I am Gideon.
I am Mark.
And
We
are BAKERpedia
BAKERpedia
influencers.
influencers.